Good morning, everyone. My name is Al Parsai. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant with almost 11 years of experience as an independent practitioner. I have represented clients from almost 55 countries of the world in terms of their immigration needs, like getting a permanent resident status in Canada, applying for study permits, work permits, temporary resident visas, ETAs, TRPs, and also dealing with immigration hearings at the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada, specifically immigration appeals and also refugee claims. And I'm the author of the bestseller book, 88 Tips on Immigration to Canada. You can find a copy of my book on any Amazon website. I teach immigration at Ashton College, which is a college in Vancouver, British Columbia, and I also teach. Recently been appointed by Queen's University as an adjunct professor, and I also teach their immigration courses. I practice in Toronto, Ontario, and those courses that I are being delivered online. The reason that we have this live session is to quickly review what's going on in the world of immigration, share with you the immigration news, and then after that, we will focus on, I think I need to move a little bit here just to avoid the sun. So we also will talk about what's going on in the world of immigration. And if you have any questions, you can post those questions in the chat box. When I'm done with sharing the news, I will happily answer your questions. So without further ado, let's take a look at what's going on in the world of immigration to Canada. And I begin with probably the first one would be something that is more about human rights protection. We have a piece of news on our website, and I shared the link here with you. So let me share the link here. So that's about this title: Canada will assist vulnerable women and girls. Canada will assist vulnerable women and girls in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. On December 7th, 2021, the Minister of Immigration, Sean Fraser, announced a new initiative to protect women and girls in the northern part of Central America. This region has high levels of violence and growing social and economic instability. According to the news release from IRCC, these conditions have forced thousands of people, including many women and girls, to displace. Moreover, it has contributed to a significant increase in irregular migration. This is why Honorable Sean Fraser announced that Canada, with a commitment of $10 million over the next 4 years, will work with the IOM, International Organization for Migration, and UNHCR, which is the refugee wing of the United Nations, to assist women affected by forced displacement in Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. Furthermore, the project will focus specifically on the most urgent requirements identified in the Comprehensive Regional Protection and Solutions Framework, known as MIRPS. National priorities. This also includes addressing the situation of persons in need of international protection, internally displaced persons, and etc. etc. In addition, the project will help to improve the living conditions and protection mechanisms for about 5,000 women and girls. And if you want to know more about this initiative, how it will affect people, as I mentioned, I posted the link on the chat box. You can obviously read the article. I will also post it below this video. After we are done with the live session, you can check out that article about this initiative. If you have any questions, by all means, please post your questions in the chat box. When I'm done with the news, I will go back to the questions and we'll answer them. You don't need to repeat your questions. Thank you. And then Ontario I also held a major draw for provincial nominee program. Again, on December 7th, the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, or OINP, issued targeted invitations to candidates from all employer job offer streams, foreign worker, international students, and in-demand skills. Some of the initiatives went to candidates registered for the regional immigration pilot. A total of 1,186 candidates who had profiles in the new expression of interest system pool were invited. Here are the results of the draws. So foreign worker stream general draw, they issued 470 invitations and the minimum score was 37. For international student stream, they had different draws. For draw of regional immigration pilot candidates, they invited 33 people. For general draw, they invited 583 people, and the minimum score was 62. And for draw for regional immigration pilot candidates, they invited 37 people. For in-demand skills stream, draw for health, manufacturing, and agriculture occupations was 53 people, and draw for regional immigration pilot candidates, they invited 10 people. Again, if you want to know more about which NOC codes were invited, you can take a look at the news piece on our website. I have already posted that below this video, and you will see it after the video is recorded. But for those of you who are live, if you want to see this, I posted the link here. You can click the link and read the rest of the news. Remember that when a province invites somebody to apply for immigration, it doesn't mean that they will receive permanent residence. They need to fill out certain forms, submit documentation, etc. And then the province will issue as a certificate of nomination. When you receive the certificate of nomination, that's when you can apply for permanent residence. Now, the big question of the day, and that is the number one probably on my agenda, is about the wait times for immigration to Canada. Right now, we have a huge backlog in the immigration system, and I would like to share that information with you. CBC, which is the government-run news agency of Canada, or Canada Broadcasting Corporation, has got in touch with the government of Canada to request information about the backlogs of immigration in Canada. And these are the results. They realize that almost 1.8 million people are in line and waiting for decisions by the immigration authorities in Canada. If you want to know about this one, here is the link. You can click on the link. And if you are watching this after recording of this video, I will post the link below the video. But just to let you know, right now we have 540, and this is based on the data they received up to October 27th, 2021. So there was 548,000 permanent resident applicants that they were waiting to be processed. Keep that in mind. The government has pledged to accept 420,000 new immigrants in 2022. But as you can see, even if they meet the target, they cannot even eliminate the backlog of people who are currently waiting in line to be processed. So this means that even people that have submitted their applications before for immigration to Canada, they may need to wait on average more than a year to be processed. And what will happen to the new applicants? I don't know. And again, it depends on, of course, on the type of application that you have submitted. We also have a backlog of 775,000 people for temporary resident applications, like for work permit, study permit, temporary resident visa, extension of visitor records, etc. And as you can see, that also means that there is a huge waiting line for becoming a temporary resident in Canada, or extending the status of a person who is currently inside Canada. That again means that we will see a huge processing times, significant processing times for people that they are applying for temporary residence. And we also have 468,000 Canadian citizenship applications, which is an amazingly big number. Assuming that even Canada accepts around 115,000 Canadian citizens per year, this backlog will take about 4 years to clear. And obviously, we will have also new citizenship applications coming. And part of the reason that this backlogs exist, of course, is because of COVID-19, closure of many of the existing visa offices inside Canada or outside Canada, or many of these offices are not fully closed, but they do not work full time and with full capacity. And there was also a commitment by the government of Canada to accept 20,000 migrants from Afghanistan. I'm not sure if that contributes to this huge backlogs, but at the end of the day, right now the situation is, to be honest with you, chaotic. I hope that immigration authorities manage to resolve that issue. They have taken some measures like digitalizing some of the immigration applications, etc. I have submitted some access to information and privacy act requests to the government of Canada. When I receive the results, I hopefully have more information, and I will share them on settler.ca, our website, and also on our YouTube channel. So please follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, enable notifications, and hopefully when I have more information about these backlogs, I will get in touch with you and I will share that information with you. But for now, if you're interested to know what's going on, this is the link that I'm posting on the chat box, and I also posted below this video after the recording is completed. Okay, you may also need to know that Newfoundland has decided to extend its medical care plan for international graduates. So this month, Newfoundland and Labrador, which is one of the provinces, one of the 10 provinces of Canada, announced new supports to help post-secondary graduates seeking employment in its province. Among the new initiatives is the extension of its medical care plan, or MCP, to international graduates for 90 days post graduation. It is important to note that medical care plan coverage was already available to international students during their studies. However, MCP is now aligned with the length of their study permit. According to the province's website, this policy change makes this medical care coverage among best in class in Canada, and successfully gaining employment in the province enables international graduates to then apply for immigration permanently in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. This is definitely great news for candidates that they are already studying in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. As part of the series of the new initiatives launched in December, Newfoundland will also provide funding, $66,000 to help international graduates find employment in the province and help them prepare for the move from study to work. So in other words, not only they have extended their medical care plan beyond the finishing their studies for up to 90 days, they also are assisting international students to find jobs in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. The province will expand the professional skills development program to include practical work experience for students. This expansion will also complement other elements such as job search and networking exercises, interview preparation, and immigration advising. Further funding will also go forward, providing support for intercultural training for existing citizens and residents, including the university community, employers, and sector groups. In other words, people who already live in Newfoundland and Labrador will be more receptive to people from other countries. And so if you want to know more again about this initiative, which is amazing for those people who decide to study in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, this is the link in the chat box. And as I mentioned, when you see the recorded video, you will also see this link below the video. The other piece of news is about express entry. So you might need to know that express entry is a system, is not an immigration option. And by default, it covers three immigration options. Federal skilled worker class, which is for people that can qualify for immigration to Canada because of their skill sets, because of their education, their knowledge of English or French languages, because of their work history, because of their adaptability in Canada. For example, having brothers or sisters in Canada or previously studied or work in Canada. Most of applicants under federal skilled worker class, they live outside Canada and they want to apply for immigration to Canada through the express entry system. The other option that is covered under the express entry system is Canadian Experience Class, which covers people who have at least 1 year of work experience in the past 3 years in Canada. Their work needs to be a NOC 0A or B. It means a job that is either managerial position or needs college education or needs university education. These people could also apply for immigration to Canada under the express entry system. About 90% of Canadian experienced candidates, they already live in Canada. They are either international students or they are foreign national workers or temporary foreign workers. The third group is Federal Skilled Trades Program, which is a very small group, but this targets people with skilled trades, for example, welders, plumbers, chefs, etc. And these are people that in the past 5 years, they have at least 2 years of work experience in a qualified job that falls under Federal Skilled Trades Program. I have a complete list of those jobs on my website. You can take a look at them. But at the end of the day, this group also can apply for immigration to Canada under the express entry system. The government of Canada is stopped inviting federal skilled worker and federal skilled trades candidate by the end of December 2020. So it's been almost 1 year that the government has not invited any of candidates under the express entry system that have applied under one of these programs, federal skilled worker class or federal skilled trades class. The Canadian Experience class initially was really good in 2021, but again, since September 14th, 2021, the government also didn't invite anybody under the Canadian Canadian Experience class, sorry. And the problem here is that basically express entries on a stall. They are not really inviting anybody. The only group that they are inviting are provincial nominee express entry. Provincial nominee express entry is not an immigration option. What really happens is that if you are in the pool of express entry and a province of Canada invites you to immigrate to their province, then it will boost your points in the express entry system up to 600 points. And of course, at this stage, the government only invites those people. So the last draw that they ran, they invited 1,032 people under the express entry system, but none of the traditional immigration options under that system, but those people who were in the pool of express entry and they received a nomination from a province. So on December 10th, Canada held the biggest PNP draw of the year. A total of 1,032 PNP candidates were invited to apply for permanent residence in the latest express entry draw. The draw targeted provincial nominee program candidates with a minimum comprehensive ranking system of 698. Now, 698 out of 1,200 seems very high, but the reality is that 600 points of that could be just because of the invitation that they received from the province. So this means that the lowest score was probably 98 or so. So this means that we are dealing with many candidates that they were invited under Express Entry PNP stream. If you want to know more about this, just I posted the link in the chat box. You can read it. And of course, after saving this video, you will see the link below the video as well. And then I have two more things to say, and I will definitely get back to your questions and I will answer your questions. So one of them is just a brief summary of PNP invitations in December 2021. So just a quick wrap up of what is happening. So we visited some PNP websites to explore which provinces have been active in inviting immigrants. By the way, our news are written by our journalist, Andrea Neira. So if you want to get in touch with her, you can also get in touch with her and share your news with her. But here at this stage, I'm just reading some of the news that are published. If you visit our website, settler.ca, you will see that there's a link to the news and you can click on the menu of news and read the news that are published by Andrea. So the latest PNP invitations, we visited some PNP websites to explore which provinces have been active in inviting immigrants. The following is a weekly summary of PNP draws across Canada. So on December 7th, Ontario invited 1,186 people. Under foreign workers stream, they invited, under general draw, they invited 470 people. Under regional immigration pilot program, they invited 33 people. For international students, they invited 583 under general draw and 37 under the regional program. And in demand skills, general, the draw of health, manufacturing, and agricultural occupations covered 53 people, and draw of regional immigration pilot candidates 10 people. So the total for Ontario was 1,186. British Columbia invited 318 people on December 7th, and those people were distributed, 260 of them among skilled worker, is international graduates, entry level and semi-skilled workers, skilled worker EEBC or Express Entry BC, and international graduate Express Entry BC. And they also invited 51 under the, again, skilled worker, international graduate, skilled worker EBC, and so on and so forth. So this is for British Columbia, which Vancouver is located in British Columbia. Manitoba invited a total of 438 immigration candidates to apply for a provincial nomination. And also Alberta on November 24th, so it wasn't quite December, invited 100 express entry candidates. And if you want to know more, you can read this news piece by clicking the link that I'm posting in the chat box right now, or visit our website, settler.ca. And the last thing is about border measures, because we all want to know that what's going on with the border measures. And as you probably are aware, the word of COVID is a fluctuating word. Every day something new is happening. So on November 30th, we were under the impression that we have now fully opened our borders to people who are fully vaccinated. But unfortunately, Omicron showed up. And because of Omicron, the government of Canada had to make some changes. And these are the changes that you need to be aware of. So foreign nationals who have been in the following countries within the last 14 days cannot enter Canada: Botswana, Egypt, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. If you are a permanent resident or Canadian citizen who have been in any of those countries in the past 14 days and want to come back to Canada, you need to go to a third country and you need to get tested before coming to Canada. So Canadian citizens and permanent residents have to get a COVID-19 test in a third country within 72 hours of departure in order to return home. Also, regardless of their vaccination status or previous history of testing positive for COVID-19, these travelers need to complete testing upon arrival to Canada, compare a test to complete a test on day 8 after arrival, and quarantine. Remember, These are for Canadian citizens or permanent residents who visited one of those countries that I mentioned. For other countries, if you have visited other countries in the world, then if you are coming from the United States and you are fully vaccinated, you don't need to do testing at all. If you are coming from other countries, at the port of entry, they may identify you to do the testing. And then after doing the testing, you need to wait for your test results, quarantine for the duration of your test result. And then if your test results are negative, then you are good to go. So, as I mentioned again, vaccinated travelers from countries other than Canada or the US, according to the Public Health of Canada, travelers arriving from by air from departure points other than the United States are subject to arrival day one testing. So it's not quarantine per se, but they may need to quarantine for 1 to 3 days before their test results arrive. And then what about unvaccinated travelers? So all unvaccinated travelers, including travelers from the United States, will continue to be tested on arrival. They also have to quarantine for a full 14 days, regardless of the result of the day one. But remember, if you are unvaccinated, then you may be prohibited from traveling to Canada if your travel is considered non-essential. So you have to be very careful with that. And right now, the best option for traveling to Canada is to be fully vaccinated. Remember, Canada has expanded the full vaccination to 7 different vaccines. So Sinopharm, Sinovac, Covaxin, Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson are those vaccinations that Canada accepts. If you are fully vaccinated and at least 14 days have passed from the last shot that you received, then you can travel to Canada for non-essential purposes. There are some requirements for unvaccinated children that are less than 12 years old. So the child must provide proof of negative COVID-19 test taken within 72 hours of the scheduled departure. If the child has a positive test result, it must be between 14 and 180 days. In addition, the child must take COVID-19 molecular tests. So if you want to know more about these measures, I encourage you to visit our website. This is the link to the latest developments in terms of the requirements for international travelers to Canada. You can also find the link below this video after the recording is complete. So I'm done with the news. And let me just take a look at my articles. Oh yeah, I will answer the questions, and then after answering the questions, I would like to talk about my latest article as well. So let's take a look at the questions. So Junaid says hi sir, hi Junaid. So Salam bin Moi says CIC grant my authorized return to Canada. My application is still pending HNC to stage. They just request for me to eye color and height. How long it will take to get the COPR? So I don't know about the specifics of your case, but usually when you are passport requested and they ask you to submit your passport, and you also need to fill out that form that says what's your eye color and height, it means it's the time for them to issue the COPR. And also, if you're from a country that needs visas to Canada, also you receive the visa counterfoil. And the process usually takes less than a month. In most cases, it takes only a week or at most two. But again, because I don't know about the specifics of your case, and especially because you have applied for ARC and you have gone through that, I don't know how long it will take for you. But normally, it takes about anywhere between a couple of days to a maximum of 1 month to receive the COPR. Normally, not always. So Junaid says, what if I bought a gas station in Canada? Can I get PR? So the simple answer is no. Unfortunately, purchasing a commercial property or a residential property will not grant you permanent residence in Canada. However, you could use a business as a mean for becoming eventually an immigrant. So there are a couple of options. One option would be if you purchase a business and apply under a provincial program like British Columbia or like Ontario or Saskatchewan or Manitoba. You just go through, of course, in this purchasing of the business needs to be in the context of the provincial needs. And when you purchase that business, among many other elements, for example, they want to know your past experience, they want to verify your financials, etc. If they are satisfied, then you can work in that province. And then while you are working in the province and you are managing your business, eventually you will be able to apply for permanent residence and become a permanent resident. So that's one option. The other option could be through programs such as IMPC 11, which means that you have a plan that will create jobs for Canadians and contribute to our economy. You are the best person to run that plan in terms of your financials, your education, your background, etc. And the third one is that you have done some preliminary stages in your business, such as having a business plan, purchasing or registering a business in Canada, getting an office, etc., having a website, etc., and eventually they will issue you a work permit. When you come with that work permit and work at least 1 year in Canada, then you could potentially qualify for immigration under the express entry system, assuming that your IELTS test results in at least 6 under any skills. So, in other words, purchasing a commercial property could be in the context of receiving work permit or a PNP immigration application to Canada. But just thinking about purchasing a business and becoming a permanent resident, that's not an option. And if you want to know more, you can book an appointment with me or fill out our assessment form. I actually will post the link to our assessment form here. The link to the assessment form is also available under the video. But click on that link, fill out our assessment form, and we take a look at your credentials and your background and see if there's an option for you. But just purchasing a business is not good enough. So the next question is from Amit. Good morning. Good morning. This is Amit Chauhan from India, self-employed business PR, got UCI last month. How much take time, other process? So I don't know about the specifics of your application. I don't know whether it was permanent resident application that you submitted or it was a work permit application that submitted. So I cannot answer that question. Also, I don't know about the specifics of your case. But at the end of the day, remember that the processing time in general, it depends, they depend on many factors. For example, the quality or completeness of your package. It depends on your the complexity of your application. It depends on which visa office is responsible to reviewing your application, the viewpoints of the immigration officer, the backlogs existing in the immigration system. So many factors, they affect that. And if you recall, in the beginning of this video, I talked about the existing backlog. And this means that the processing times right now are very, very long. So don't expect quick review of your application, no matter what kind of application you're submitting. But in terms of the specifics of your case, you need to get in touch with your representative, or if you don't have a representative, the IRCC website, or you could let us look into your application and review it and give you an idea of what's going on with your application. But in terms of the processing time, nobody can predict the exact processing time for you. So the next question is from Nabil. Hello, dear sir. I'm very grateful for your speech on the basis of immigration matter, and I would say that you're a professional. Oh, thank you very much, Nabil. This means a lot to me. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. So Irfan Butt says, dear sir, my wife is resident of Canada and she's on government welfare support, thus she can't sponsor me. I need your assistance and advice to apply for Canadian immigration. Thank you. I belong to Pakistan. So Irfan, please get in touch with us, book an appointment with me. So usually for an appointment, I charge $200 for half an hour of consultation, but I will post a link here and I won't post the link below the video. This is only for people who are live. If you click on this link, you can receive 20% discount. So we can have a session and we can review your case and see what would be the best option for you and your wife. So the next question is from Melissa Wright Thomas. I was accepted into DLI. I received two acceptance letters. Acceptance is one course is pending at the completion of the other. Do I need to show proof of funds for 2 years? So I didn't quite get your questions. But generally speaking, if you're applying for study permit in Canada, the expectation is that you show that you have at least funds for 1 year of study in Canada. Now, if you go beyond 1 year, good for you. And in terms of showing that it's the best way to handle it is to pay the tuition fee for a full year, and making all necessary payments, and also showing that you have enough financial resources, for example, in your bank account, or people who are supporting you, or if you have received a scholarship. At the end of the day, you need to satisfy the officer that you have funds at least for the first year of your studies. If you go beyond first year, then good for you. Okay, so before I switch over to the closure, and maybe we will have more questions, I also would like to bring your attention about something. I wrote an article recently about applying for a temporary resident visa from inside Canada because I realized that there's some confusion here. Remember, visa and permit are two different things. So permit means you can stay in Canada and either work, study, or just remain as a visitor in Canada. But if you want to travel to Canada, you need to apply for a temporary resident visa. What does that mean? This means that if you are inside Canada and, for example, your work permit is expiring and you apply for an extension of your work permit, and government approves your work permit, they don't give you a temporary resident visa. They just extend your permit in Canada. And this means that if you want to travel outside Canada and come back, unless you are from a visa exempt country, you need to apply for temporary resident visa from inside Canada. I have explained how you can apply for a temporary resident visa from inside Canada, where you need to submit your passport, etc. So if you want to know more about this option, I have posted the link here. I will also post the link below this video. And with that, it wraps up our session for today. Thank you very much for attending this session. For those who are live, my name is Al Parsai. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I teach immigration at Ashton College, and recently have been appointed as an adjunct professor at Queen's University. I hold a master's degree in laws and also a master's degree in psychology. And I have been practicing as an independent immigration consultant for almost 11 years. And I'm the author of the 88 Tips on Immigration to Canada. Please subscribe to our channel, enable notifications, follow us on YouTube, visit our website, settler.ca. Every Sunday at 10 a.m., I will have a live session to review the immigration options to Canada and answer your questions. See you soon.